Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is September 10, 2024. Here's another daily analysis. All right, market just went up today as well. So pretty volatile day. We just got a back test middle of this wide range bar yesterday we formed, and the market just hiking higher as well. Just grinded up to 54.89 right now. S&P 500 close 10 points positive today. Not a bad session for SPY and S&P 500 index. We are just getting into important breakdown level to this 55 to 55.50. I believe we can see another potential uptick by end of this week or next to 55.60. So 55.60 is going to be the least target that they have for the upside, but I'm not sure after that. So we may see if we get above this level, then we need to give market benefit of doubt. We're gonna just retrace all the way up to 5600, middle of this wide range bar, which is gonna be another important area as well. So there are two targets right now. One is 5550. The next is gonna be 5600. And this is going to be their second target that we have. If we get above this pivotal point, for sure, we're going to see a new all-time high, potential 57 to 5800. But I'm not sure if that happens. This is going to be less likely. So we may see some kind of it depends on the time as well. So when we are getting to later part of September, I would say the risk downside risk is going to initiate, and it's going to just accelerate higher as well. So next week, I believe we will have FOMC meeting, and there are lots of volatility coming back to the market. Everyone is talking now. Rate cut is kind of like 100% for everyone. People are talking about a 25 basis or a 50 basis to the downside. So if Federal Reserve panic 50 basis, this is going to just initiate a sell-off to the market as well. If Federal Reserve go with a 25 basis each month or each session, then market just take it as a positive news, and it may go higher. But I would say either case, we are in kind of like a danger zone as well. So again, later in September, we're going to see the market top, and it depends on the level. We will see another downside acceleration in months of October as well. Moving on to Nasdaq, which is a leader today as well. So Nasdaq just gave us a stochastic buy signal. Nasdaq is getting higher. We may get into 19,000 area. And also, we may see some kind of a good retracement all the way to 19,300 to 400. So this is the level that we can see. And if we get there by, let's say, 20th September, even afterwards, we may see the downside shift to the market as well. So still, we are just struggling in this white triangle area. So I believe in October, we may see the acceleration to the downside. Potentially, that can initiate to the market as well. Moving on to Dow Jones, which was lagging today. So Dow ended up negative, 100 points negative. However, there were kind of like a sell-off in Dow early session, but getting back to the upside. However, closed or managed 100 points negative today. Not a bad session. Dow still can go higher to 41,420. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to gold, which ended up to positive momentum today. Gold is kind of like a forming a next spike to 25.42 to 26.22. So this is the level that I'm looking at. Even if gold is getting to 2,700, we need to give it benefit of doubt. But after that, I have a doubt about it, because this is the final push, I believe, for gold as September. And then in October, November, we may see a top information. It depends on the level to the downside risk is coming November onwards. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to silver, which managed positive today. Not a bad session, still forming kind of like a choppy, sloppy here. Silver recaptured $28, 28.40. and it can go higher above $30. If it goes daily close above $30, then 32 is coming down the road. Moving on to crude, which kind of like a smash today to the downside, 3.68% to the downside. Crude actually went down crazy, like a 65, $70 actually hit. And I believe crude is forming the bottom. I thought that yesterday was bottom, but this is kind of like the scenario that we are seeing in this area. Crude just touched my bold green or dark green rectangular here. This is kind of like a very, very interesting scenario. Crude is getting below this and also getting into this pivotal point as well. So this is very, very interesting final spike low for crude. And if we get a reversal, this reversal usually is going to be very strong. So usually crude, when we are getting to this area, which is a 60 to 65, 66, as I promised before we are getting here, so I remember when we were here, I was pretty bearish about this. I said 61 to 65 is coming. Today, just a touch 65. And if crude is showing a reversal, usually this level, we will see a good bounce from crude. It can go all the way up to $80. So people are asking when exactly we should expect that one. I'm not sure about the timing, but it can happen later this year, potentially November, December. Crude is getting back to the upside. And also crude is kind of like a geopolitical commodity as well. So if, let's say, Donald Trump elected for presidential in November, crude will have a good rally as well. And also Bitcoin will have a good rally as well. So lots of different sectors will have a rally, especially energy sector. But if Democrats are getting into power back again, then we should see pressure on energy market as well. So it depends on the election season as well. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin just hiking up nicely after touching 52. This 48 to 52 is very important demand area. So this refers to February 2024. We are kind of like a retracing nicely back up. So if it gets above 60, then we can get to 64, and 68 is coming down the road. Ethereum, $16 uptick today, still forming a very kind of like a shallow rally. We need to see a spike above 2,800. I know it's kind of like a tough, but Ethereum forms the double bottom here. But for forming a trigger, the double bottom, we need to get close above 2,800. Bond yield just smashing down 1.93% to the downside. Bond yield is just forming another potential rate cut, which we already know that. So market is betting based on 50 basis. So when this chart is forming like this, folks, remember that when this chart is forming like this, we were kind of like bearish since this breakthrough happened. And also this area as well, we need to be careful about the market as well. So because market is getting back to 3.20 to 3.50% rates, and also even lower, a sub 3% may come in 2025, which is a signaling a recession. This is a very sharp sell-off in bond yield as well. Treasury just getting back to the upside, nicely recapture 100 level, closing 100 level. So this is a good for bond, and bond can get to 103, 105 as I promised. VIX just a 1% downside, not a bad session for VIX. Market, especially Nasdaq, is getting higher, but VIX is just 1.90% down. And I believe VIX can go lower, middle of this wide range bar, potentially $16 coming for VIX. Dixie is getting back to the upside. Lots of people are getting cash, and this is kind of like a nice W pattern formation. If it gets above 101, we can trigger a buy signal to 102.92. But after that, I'm not sure if it gets higher. Magma indicator just forming a doji bar here, $11 gain. Apple, after early session loss, it just retracing back up, however ended up 80 cents negative today. Apple is weak, and seems like a sentiment is not in favor for Apple for now. And you know that Apple usually in a crash or kind of like a correction, at the beginning, it tries to kind of like a hold itself a couple of like a sharp swing to the upside, but when buyers are faded away, then it can go easily down to the lower low. I believe that Apple can go easily to the lower low as well. Moving on to Amazon. Amazon just forming a bullish consolidation, 2.733% to the upside. Not a bad session at all. So Amazon can reach higher to 184, $5 above this level. Meta just a close zero change compared yesterday, still forming a bull flag. We can see some kind of like a 520, but I'm not sure after that. Microsoft at 2.9% to the upside. Not a bad session. So Microsoft is forming a bull flag. Potential ABC is forming. I believe a $430 could be the end for Microsoft. Right now we are at 414.40, 430. That's going to be the area that I'm looking at. Google just getting down as well. 5 cents. I can't hold up very well. Google is getting to 142 to 148 level. So let me just delete these lines here. It's kind of like messy here. But yeah, so when Google is getting below 149, we should expect more downside is coming for this name. So at the next level, I believe, let me just show you here, that's going to be 143 to 146 actually is coming potentially for a nice bottoming formation for Google. Netflix, $1.09 down today, 90 cents down. Tesla, nice surge to the upside after a doji bar, still within this wide range bar. So Tesla needs to get above 235 to get back to the bullish momentum. I'm not sure if that happens. So we will see. We will give Tesla benefit of doubt, but when market is getting back to the downside, I believe Tesla's 167 is coming down the road. SMH just getting back to the reversal point, $2 to the upside, not a bad session. Stocks after yesterday bullish Harame today just gives us confirmation. I believe that 221 could be a possible scenario. The same Taiwan Semiconductor, 35 cents loss, but not a bad session. AMD was kind of like the best performer in semiconductor world today. So AMD is just getting back to the upside nicely. After yesterday bullish Harami, AMD can go to 150 to 157. I'm not sure after that. NVIDIA just forming the bottom here, still a shallow relief rally. NVIDIA can go 116, but after that we can see another potential sell-off to 76 to 83. So I'm waiting for this area, folks. I'm not saying guarantee it's going to get there, but if it gets there, that's going to be my buying level. Texas Instrument, $1.37 down today as well. Lamb Research, $2.75 down. Lamb can go to $640 as well. Moving on to the financials, they're just getting slammed today as well. So 46 cents down. XLF, KBE, 44 cents down. KRE, 48 cents down as well. JP Morgan, 11 cents down. Look at the bearish engulfing in JP Morgan. So 5% to the downside. Crazy sell-off today for JP Morgan. And I believe that this can go lower as well. So when JP Morgan, remember that I just posted a video when JP Morgan is heading to the downside. This is kind of like the warning signal for the market. Overall, stock market can get to kind of like a decent sell-off as well. This is the trend line. If we get below this, I would say JP Morgan would be into trouble right now. Some people are saying we may go with this trend line. Potentially, yeah, you can make a case and just to bring this one higher as well. So even this one is kind of like covering all the pivots. If we get below this pivot, let's say 191, then we should see some kind of like a good sell-off for JP Morgan down the road. Moving on to Goldman Sachs. Goldman is coming down as well, 4% to the downside. Bank of America, 19 cents down today as well. And Wells Fargo, 64 cents down. Crazy engulfing. Look at that. So this is not good for a market. GDX just getting back to the upside after bullish Harami yesterday. GDXJ 85 cents up. AEM $1.15 up. Newmont 58 cents up. And Franco Nevada. Seems like Franco is getting back to the bullish momentum. $1.08 up. Gold Barrick just getting back to the upside, 32 cents. I believe the last phase
of the gold miners and precious metals before a significant top, potentially in October, November, is coming. So this is kind of like the final blow off top before that top. XLE, just like getting down to my interesting levels. Cycle works so far. So we are just getting into 82 to 85. And this is the area that everyone needs to be kind of like greedy for the oil and oil stocks. So we will see how it goes. XOP, just like getting back to the downside. This is the final low. Still, we may get to 120 to 124. OIH, 2% to the downside. And this one is getting down and down. Exxon, just a crazy sell-off today, 3.64% to the downside. Crazy sell-off today for Exxon. And Chevron is getting back to its bearish momentum. Potentially, Chevron is getting close to 130 to 136. So we will see how it goes with these names. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.